What's going on, everyone? So yesterday, the Los Angeles Lakers suffered their first loss of the NBA season. Now they fall to 3-1 on the season. Now it's not panic mode. It's not Chicken Little sky is falling or anything like that. But this was a game that was very winnable, that the Lakers should have won. LeBron James, this is one of the worst games I've seen from him in a very long time. He was bad, very bad. It's not even so much the poor shooting, because LeBron's had bad shooting nights before. It happens. Guys have bad shooting nights. It's okay. But it was more just he just looked lethargic. He looked like he wasn't quite himself. Even talked about it in the post-game live stream over on As It Stands Lakers, and relayed that I wonder if LeBron is sick, because he looked like he was sick out there. And then LeBron revealed that, yes, he was sick. He's been dealing with sickness for a few days. Even had kind of a hoarse voice. So willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, LeBron James, he got us that win in the Sacramento game, was absolutely spectacular in the Kings game. It's not something that I'm worried about. It's not something that I'm concerned. It's not something where it's like, oh, that's it. LeBron's washed now. Father time has caught up. I don't think it's anything like that. I don't think it warrants an overreaction, but it is something that is frustrating, particularly in a game that we should have won, right? Rui Hachimura continues to be absolutely great. He has been arguably our second most consistent player since the start of the season, right? Anthony Davis has been our most consistent, and he's clearly our best player. He is the number one guy on this team. Austin Reeves, the last 3 games, has been our second best player, I believe, overall. I just think he's been really good handling the basketball, shooting the basketball, something that I've talked about, right? It's amazing how much him shooting the basketball opens up for him and this Lakers squad. But Rui he's really thrived in this offense. And everything JJ talked about with Rui, he's been right. Said that he'd make Rui a better rebounder and much more efficient and just be more aggressive. And he's been slotted in position better. He's really been able to thrive on this team. And look, again, losses are going to happen. It's okay. Obviously, you don't want to stack too many losses, especially in the Western Conference, although I don't think the West is as strong as it was last year. I talked about all offseason that I thought several teams genuinely got worse. And it is early, so I don't want to be like, oh, see, I told you. Like, I want to wait and see and let things play out. But from what we've seen, there are several teams that clearly look like they're not what they were expected to be thus far this season. But things can always turn around. Things can always change. It's how did you lose? Right? Was Phoenix just the better team and just dominated you? Was it just poor execution? Like, what were the reasons for this loss? And in all honesty, like, given all the circumstances with this game, LeBron being sick, poor performance from D'Angelo Russell as far as shooting the basketball goes, 2-9 from 3 is not what you want. I do like that he was making plays, and he'll have these like pocket stretches where he does other things. At least he's getting after it defensively. Our bench was atrocious. We only had 8 bench points. Max Christie gave us 5, with Gabe Vincent giving us 3. Not great what you want to see. Like, kind of stack up some stuff. And the fact that we were on the road, first road game, we just played 3 games in 4 nights or whatever. Right? Like, you can kind of talk yourself into, and I think it's not even unjust, of like, hey, tough loss, you dust it off, you brush it off, and you move on, right? You still had a chance to win this game. Phoenix, I've said it, Phoenix is a very good matchup for the Lakers. The Lakers greatly benefit playing the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix they can't stop the Lakers. The Lakers, if it wasn't for Lakers going on like multiple, like 3+ minute droughts, they probably even just run away with this game at some point. But it happens, right? You're trying to get back in a rhythm, trying to get back in a flow. Austin Reeves continues to really shine and thrive. Now, I don't expect Austin Reeves to continue to shoot 60% from three-point range, but it's what I've talked about, right? Like, Austin Reeves hitting threes opens everything else up. It allows him to be more aggressive. It allows him to get more into the teeth of defense, get to his spots easier, right? Because teams are so worried about him when he starts getting hot, because he's a guy that go get 6, 7, 8 threes if you continue to leave him open and continue to let him shoot. And then that allows him to attack closeouts, get the teeth of defense, make plays. Also, his rebounding has been spectacular. Again, him and Rui Hachimura. Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura have rebounded the ball very well for the Lakers this season. Austin Reeves' defense he's been very good defensively. My only gripe with Austin Reeves was just his poor shooting. As I said, if he can just be serviceable shooting the three ball, then the Lakers are going to be in very good shape. And you're seeing that, right? Even in this loss, again, this is a game that absolutely should have won. I mean, Austin Reeves was a made three away from this game maybe going very different, right? So I do have a lot of confidence in this team. I love what we've seen. I love how this team looks and the potential that is there. Obviously you still have some tough games ahead. You still have plenty of work to do. Job's nowhere near to being finished. You still have to make sure you're handling your business. This is just the beginning of the road trip. You started 0-1 on the road trip. It's not ideal, right? You don't want to do this, especially in a game that you should have won. This was a game where Phoenix just shot the lights out and you took an L. You kind of live with it. It's just like, that's not going to happen more times than not. Tough, right? But no, this is a game you're in it down the stretch. Again, a couple key shots. LeBron just gives you like one more bucket, or if like the bench or somebody just gives you one more bucket, you win this game. And it's unfortunate because I know a lot of people are down on Max Christie. I see all the comments about Max Christie, and Dalton Knecht wasn't great this game either, right? Like Dalton Knecht took a very ill-advised shot that he wasn't even close to making. Now, granted, one guy played 23 minutes, the other guy played 11 minutes, but in 23 minutes, Max Christie was 50% from the floor, 100% from three, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, and had the assignment of the toughest defensive assignment the entire game that he was in it. But if you actually watch the game, he had his struggles, right? He was out of position several times. His decision-making was just not great at times. He's still learning the process. The problem that the Lakers have, and I do think a lot of it will be corrected once they get Christian Wood back in particular, because he's a guy that's proven that can go give you 17 a night off the bench. The problem is right now, you're reliant on a rookie, and yes, a guy that's a third-year player, but he might as well be a rookie. You're relying on 2 guys that never really had this type of role. Max Christie went from going months at a time without ever seeing the basketball court. No real structure, no real infrastructure for him. No real, hey, am I playing 10 minutes tonight? Am I playing 2 minutes? Am I only playing garbage? Right, under Darvin Ham to, now we need you to be the 6th man off the bench. We need you to consistently give us, double-digit scoring on a nightly basis, as well as defend the best player on the other team and make no mistakes. Right? It's a lot to ask for any player that went from basically no consistency, no real playing time, no real opportunity to now you got to play, 20 minutes a game and be one of our top 6 guys. It's tough, especially for somebody that is as young as Max Christie, is 21 years old. And I know people are looking at Max Christie as somebody that's, he's been in the league for several years now. He's been in the league for 3 years. So it's like, you're expecting more from him. But again, I think you need to look at the circumstances that we have here, which is that he's a 21-year-old kid. I mean, he's 3 years younger than Dalton Knecht, who we just drafted. If you look at him more as like a young, might as well be rookie type of player, then you see, he's making rookie level mistakes because he's getting that. Same thing with Dalton Knecht. Right? I like Dalton Knecht a lot. Dalton Knecht has had his games where he's looked very good, but he's made some rookie level of mistakes. He's made some mistakes. Like again, you're trying to make a run, you're trying to make a push here, trying to build some momentum, and he just runs down the court willy-nilly with the basketball and just chucks up a three and hits nothing but the other side of the backboard, right? Like, that's something that's just, hey, get in your actions, get in your sets, right? Like we're trying to head in a direction here. Right? Obviously, if he hits that, he's the hero and he looks good, and it's like, oh, and Lakers might win that game, right? Because Lakers I know they lost by 4, but they really were only down 2. But it's those type of things. We need better production from the bench. But you're relying on 2 young guys that just don't have the experience on a consistent basis, and you're 4 games in, right? To me, I just don't think it's time to sell on Max Christie or sell on Dalton Connect. Give them 20 plus games and let's see, what do they really look like? How do they really approach? Are these 2 guys, is Max Christie, is it worth trading? I'm not saying you don't trade him. If the right deal's there, he's not untradeable, right? But you got a game coming up. Again, you take this loss, take it on the chin, and you roll with the punches, and you get back. You get back to playing Laker-branded basketball in Cleveland, playing a team that hasn't lost the game yet. So you really need to make sure you're pulling out this W. Lock down, play hard, and you don't. Last thing you want to do is start 0-2 on this road trip. Now your 3-0 record doesn't look as great because now you're 3-2. Right? It's better than 3-2, 4-1. So let's get 4-1. Anthony Davis continues to show his MVP level. This dude, if he keeps playing this way, if the Lakers are a top 3 or 4 seed, I think there's a genuine argument for him to get MVP, especially if the Lakers are good and they're winning. He's been spectacular on both sides of the basketball, absolutely dominant. And it's what he said. He said, my goal is to dominate this season. Well, doing quite the job of that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? You have concerns about the Lakers going forward? You think nah, it's all right. Bad game from LeBron, all the circumstances, as you mentioned, Lakers are fine. They're going to bounce back in Cleveland. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.